Hello, everybody. We are those guys you hate.
Welcome to the show that encourages you to be your best self by not being like us.
My brother and I hopelessly search for nuance as we wade through wacky segments and crazy conversations.
If you can withstand the insanity, you might actually learn something.
Tyler, what are you going to be talking about this week?
Disney adults, we need to talk about your obsession because, listen, it's unhealthy and we love you. And another fucking school shooting, Ryan, and we cannot normalize this. I don't care. What about you, Ryan?
Tyler, this week I do my best to have a real discussion with you about the often overlooked difficulties of being a man. And is porn too specific these days? We get down to it on this week's episode. Tyler, this week I heard of a new product called Mind Bloom. Well, I don't know that it's a new product, but I just heard of it. It's called Mind Bloom. Have you ever heard of that company?
No.
It is an at-home ketamine treatment. And so my question to you is, Tyler, psychedelics, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I myself have never done ketamine.
Me neither.
I, from people who have not just used it, but used it as a form of treatment, meaning gone into a clinic, gone seen a doctor,
Yeah.
and they've done this. I have heard nothing but just amazing things about what it does for a person's depression, the way
Sure.
that it alleviates their depression. There is some, whatever it is, there is some science behind this being a something that really helps.
Well, I could tell you what it is. I was like,
Yeah, you got something?
I don't know what just happened.
Yeah.
I'm sure that won't be embarrassing when we listen back to it. Now, before I tell you what it is, ketamine, it's not a psychedelic in the way of psilocybin, in the way of LSD.
No, not from what I understand.
I need you to correct me on psilocybin so people don't think that that's me.
Nah, I'm just going to let you
All right.
just hang out to dry.
I know. I'm very smart.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not a psychedelic in the way of mushrooms, in the way of acid. It's a different thing. Yeah.
As far as I know, as I said, I've never done it before. I don't think it's as and somebody please write in podcast at thoseguysYouHate.com. From what I understand, it doesn't have the same like vision type effects to it the way that mushrooms and acid do, but it does get you very high.
Well, this, I guess
And I could be wrong.
I already know the answer to this. Ketamine, would you try it in this capacity? In a therapeutic capacity?
Yes.
I would too.
Yeah.
The drug stimulates the regrowth of synapses that often break due to depression and put the brain into a neuroplastic state.
Very nice.
So define a neuroplastic state for people who don't know what that is.
I don't know. I assume the brain becomes more malleable and able to recover from said depression and breaks.
Yes, much like everything else in your body, your brain gets harder as you get older. It's the reason why you can learn so much when you're young. The older you get, the harder it is to make lasting marks on your brain. So this neuroplasticity is what we discuss all the time, the ability to shape your gray matter through thoughts and through, obviously, going into a K-hole, Tyler.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds scary.
Not any type of K-hole, but a special K-hole.
Okay.
And I just think not only this, but mushrooms, it's having a moment. Why, as a society, are we becoming more open to this right now?
Well, just because we're becoming less conservative in terms of talking about these things. Back in the day, not that long ago, just a few decades ago, just talking about weed was this crime. This crime. You're alluding to a crime. And now the way we view these things is not just more open-minded about it, but also seeing the health benefits, the mental health benefits of these different chemicals.
Well, and there was a time where we went through this. In the 50s, Cary Grant was a huge proponent of psychedelics.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Timothy Leary went through that tune in and turn out, whatever the hell that was called. And they went through the 60s counterculture and they just completely got squashed. So
Yeah, the government was not a big fan of the hippies.
And why is that?
I'm not sure.
I would
don't
say
know.
because when people open their minds up to things like this, they are much harder to control.
Oh, agreed on that.
And that is a great way to welcome you to our episode. My name is Ryan. That is my brother Tyler over there.
Hello.
And we were up early today doing business shit. So
Yeah.
we are tired. And when we're tired, we're sad. When we're sad, we talk about it in the Depression Index. Real sad.
No one cares.
What the Depression Index is a machine that I built with my hands very poorly, and I was high as fuck on mushrooms. Really what it is a segment where we talk about mental health. We talk about our own journey, and we let you know that everything's going to be okay. Tyler, how are you doing this week, my boy?
I'm doing pretty well, Ryan. I have exercised and
on ya.
I'm eating pretty well.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Trying any ketamine?
So not yet. Not yet. That's on Friday.
All right. Ketamine Fridays.
Ketamine Fridays.
I love it.
You know, half off. Bring your kids.
You bring the keta, and we'll make it mean something.
Sure.
We'll work on it.
Yeah, I don't really have anything for this week. I'm doing pretty well. I feel like I'm bouncing back, so it feels pretty good.
Are you doing anything different?
No. I just, after I make unfortunate decisions of like going out and getting super drunk, it'll affect me a few days afterwards. And then after a few good nights of sleep, my brain will, start using that serotonin again, so to
Sure.
speak. So that's where I'm at. I will say this week I am at a neutral 5, Ryan.
Spin that wheel,
1,
donkey face.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Great job, Tyler. Great job. Gay it up. This week for me, let's see. I don't have anything either here. So what is interesting that's going on in my life? Hold on. This week, what I want to talk about, Tyler, is something that I am really growing through on a personal level, and that is something where there isn't a clear definition to all of us. It's different for all of us, and that is safety. Safety in terms of, I think that it's so normal for us not to be fully aware of how unsafe we feel in our bodies sometimes. Does that make sense?
Sure.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like in terms of your bodies we're protecting ourselves at all times in a way that causes us, we're constantly holding back from something that may never happen. Are you following where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I think an extreme version of what you're talking about is something like PTSD, where we feel so unsafe and we react to certain things a different way. And we can have, PTSD like symptoms in our daily lives due to anxiety or depression
Absolutely.
or whatever else it is.
And you're talking about it on one extreme where it is somebody who is in the jungle being shot at and doesn't know if they're going to die every day. But you also alluded to like what I'm talking about, where sometimes in social situations, in relationships, maybe with family members, we have these things that we're holding on to that maybe we're not even aware of. And when I say holding on to, I mean it. Like maybe there's somebody that when you get around them, you tighten up, or a conversation or a topic that gets brought up that triggers something inside of you. And it's not just the dealing with that feeling of safety, it's the noticing of that feeling of safety and being able to open up that part of your body and work with it and really get into a rhythm with it. That's something that I would like to call attention to this week.
Yeah, okay, go for it.
So that's it. Look inside yourself. If there are times that you are somewhere, like me with business, Tyler, where it just triggers something inside of me that just makes me uncomfortable. What is it that I'm protecting myself from? Maybe there is some learning in that, and maybe I could let go of some of that. So
Well said.
this week I am at, what were you at?
I was at a 5.
I'm at a 4, baby. 1,
No!
2, 3, 4. I won that, bitch. All right, now when we come back from this break, Tyler, I have been doing some research, okay?
All right.
So I checked out Reddit porn, okay?
Sure.
And what I have noticed about Reddit porn is
Plenty
that
of it.
It is niche based. So when we come back, we are going to play a game, subreddit porn or not subreddit porn, where I give you a list. Is it something that is real or is it something that I just made up? We'll find out on the other side.
Hey everyone. If you're anything like us, you've struggled with depression, anxiety, isolation, or any number of things that hold you back in life.
Or do you procrastinate a little too much? Maybe you've had trouble with self-control or even just going through a tough time. Regardless of whatever it is you're going through, therapy can help.
For me, Ryan, it's completely changed the way I deal with my problems. Even the relationship with my own thoughts have improved dramatically.
And that's why we're excited to tell you about today's sponsor, BetterHelp.
BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and more accessible. And this is so important to us because finding a therapist can be really hard, especially when you're limited to the options in your area.
BetterHelp is a platform that makes finding a therapist easier because it's online, it's remote, and by filling out a few questions, BetterHelp can match you up to a professional therapist in as little as a few days.
It's easy to sign up and get matched with a therapist. Go to betterhelp.com/thoseguys or click on the link in the show's description. Clicking on that link not only supports us, but supports you.
And we want to support you too by giving you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp to connect with a therapist and see if it helps you.
Finding the right therapist is so important, someone that you really connect with, and BetterHelp has made that easier than ever. Switching therapists until you find the right one without having to worry about insurance or any additional fees.
You know, Tyler, when I first had my son, I felt so many emotions that I had never experienced in my life. Therapy really helped me figure out what was going on.
Well, that is betterhelp.com/thoseguys. Help the show by supporting the people that help us.
Those guys.
On this piece of paper, the world's hardest tongue twister, Tyler.
Oh, wow.
And I would love for you to give it a shot.
You hate.
And I didn't even do my, hold on, I gotta do my tongue warm-ups.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's enough tongue warm-ups.
Those guys you hate.
Ready?
Red circle.
And we are back, Tyler. This one's been a little serious so far. So let's go ahead and we're going to get into this game. Now, what do you think, before we even go into it, what I've realized is when you do these disgusting things, you've got to try to make it a more societal issue. So do you think that it is is pornography a good thing or a bad thing?
No, I think it's overall a bad thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to present the other side, but why do you think that is?
Well, I think the way it influences our youth. Like, if you were to tell me right now that the only people who could get access to porn is adults, then my opinion would slide the other way. But due to everybody having a phone and due to everybody being able to use the internet and due to no matter how old you are, as long as you have a phone, you can access this stuff. I think it can really set the wrong kind of foundation to a young person's sexual beliefs and behaviors that would be found to be very unhealthy in a normal everyday relationship.
Yeah, because generally speaking, porn, just in general, if that were to play out in your life, would be very unhealthy.
Yeah.
Very rarely do they have caring, loving relationships where sometimes you just cuddle each other and go to sleep.
Absolutely. You can't spitting in somebody's face is not a first date maneuver, okay? You gotta talk about this.
Is the mouth open?
You don't, of course.
Oh, that's a second date thing.
Oh, yeah, but you don't just do that to somebody. And I think with porn, or at least the porn that I'm watching,
Go on.
it just normalizes it. It's not normal, okay? You got to talk about these
Check
things.
and check. Now let me hit the ball back from the other side. What about the people
I love it, Ryan.
who
Oh, what were you going to say?
Not that. What about the people who say, hey, you know what's great about porn is I have some sort of an outlet for these fantasies that I don't have to go out into the real world and play these out?
Sure.
Is that a valid criticism?
I don't think it should be a criticism. I don't think.
Excuse me, argument or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think we should be criticizing anybody. But when it comes to our outlets, I would ask people to look inward and ask why.
No.
Why is this my outlet?
No.
Well, you should.
I would love to look inward, but I'm spending so much time looking at this porn.
And there is no inward porn, not in that sense at least.
I mean,
Yeah.
I will
In the emotional sense.
speculum / All right. So these are going to be Reddit subreddits, which is what you're the technical guy.
You go to Reddit, which is the
guy.
website itself, and then when you go to it's as dedicated pages. So you could go look at art, you could go look at music, you could go look at technology, and then within these different branches are very specific things, and then they are called subreddits.
Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 here. I've got a couple sets of this game as we go on through the show. I've got 3 here now. I am going to read you the name of the subreddit, and then I'm going to read you their little descriptor.
I feel like I could completely cheat and call all of these true and probably be right because there are so much porn on Reddit.
I considered doing that because the making up of the fake ones is the hard part.
Yeah.
Just copy them down, very easy. But
For sure.
I really want to trick you here. So
Okay.
I'm going to keep score. R and T. We're going to see. I've got 9 of them. So let's see how you do. Here we go. Number 1. Armpit voyeur. Love the sight of an armpit. Love the forbidden glimpse of one as a beautiful woman walks by in a short sleeve tee. If so, this subreddit is for you. Is that fake or is that real?
I am going to say that is definitely real.
Oh, Tyler.
Yeah.
Tyler may or may not have been to that page. All right, one for Tyler.
I'm not grossed out by armpits, but they also don't really do anything for me.
I'm a pheromone fan, so I'm not against armpits.
Yeah.
But let's not go 1 for 1 and start admitting to what we're into here.
Oh,
Tyler,
I thought that
'cause
was the
this is
game.
gonna-
I thought it was show and tell also.
All right, in that point, I'm into it.
Yeah.
All right, Tyler.
Nah, armpits aren't for me, ladies.
I wasn't talking about you.
Or fellas.
Number 2.
Talking to our audience.
Farts gone wild, Tyler.
It's so fake. There's no way.
There's no way.
I would say there's no way, but I don't think so. I don't think that's accurate.
Do you get turned on by farting? So do we. This is a place where getting off is a gas.
No, the pun.
Oh, wait. Damn it, Tyler.
The pun is definitely yours. That pun is so you.
Shit, we have gone into a bad place. And the act of being turned on by farting is eproctophilia.
Yeah.
So
a lot, specifically men, turned on by that for some reason.
Napoleon, I believe, was a big time fart lover. So I guess Tyler, you a fart lover or?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's not for
No.
you. Prefer the armpit?
No, absolutely.
Okay. See, and look, we're going through the beginning of the show, and we're just like talking, and we're giving all this information, psychedelics, ketamine.
Yeah.
You get us into farts gone wild, and all of a sudden we're just having a good old time.
It's not a place.
Well, all right, Tyler. How about alt boob world? Okay. It's an alternative reality where it's fashionable to wear clothing that exposes one or both boobs. It's not topless. It's not flashing. It's fashion.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to say that is a thing because I think I've seen that before.
Tyler! 3 for 3. You're good at these games, man.
I spend a lot of time on Reddit.
So this whole thing is constructing a world where women walk around with 1 or 2 boobs out.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah. The boob through the shirt is very strange for me. I don't love it. But although I'm not one to speak on fashion, do your thing. But if you're going to show your boobs, I prefer the whole shirt off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't
Yeah.
mind. And again, we're just now delving into our own sexuality here. I don't mind a piece of clothing being added in the mix, like something pulled to the side, something very light. I like that a lot. For some
Agreed,
reason.
but you can't have the shirt on with me seeing your boobs. It's got to be one or the other. It's
what
like,
about the Renaissance Fair shirt where it presents the boobs as if they are on a wine rack?
I very much like that.
I think that they would live in alt boob world.
But cutting the hole in the shirt, it's like a guy Daffy Ducking it. I don't agree with it.
I actually looked into this while I was on the site. I was really just checking it out.
Yeah.
And most of them are the wine rack boobs, but there are a few where they cut the hole in the shirt. Kind of works for me, Tyler. Okay, now.
Okay.
All right, Tyler. Let's go ahead and do a segment that we don't do weekly. It's very rarely about a book. Let's do Weekly Book Nook.
Book.
What is Weekly Book Nook, Tyler?
Weekly Book Nook. It is when we review a product, a movie, a book, anything we want, It's very rarely about a book.
One time I did a diaper rash cream.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. One time you did a bath bomb that you absolutely
Oh,
hated.
fuck that bath bomb.
Yeah, it brings you anger.
Fuck that. I mean, it just bumped up and down in my bath like a piece of poop.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I've gotten over it.
Yeah, for sure. You don't
Sure.
carry anything about it whatsoever.
I'll fucking kill you, bath bomb. All right, Tyler. Mine is about a book this week.
Okay.
My weekly book nook is about a book that so many people have suggested to me. It is about a book by a man that I have read some of his books before. It is called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle.
Yep.
Are you familiar?
I own it.
You had to say the name along with me to let people know that you.
I'm very smart, Ryan. I know authors.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Take that. Read it.
Okay, so what do you think of that book?
It's good. I think it's a great way to give perspective. I haven't read it in quite a while, but I do enjoy the perspective of just like everything's happening, obviously by the title of the book, everything's happening right now. We shouldn't be living in the past or the future. All we have is this moment right now. And it kind of, if I remember correctly, kind of is like almost like the Untethered Soul, where it tells you kind of how to do it.
It does in a way. And Eckhart Tolle, if you're in any sort of space that involves outside thinking, if you're in any sort of space that is self-help or any sort of meditational space, the name Eckhart Tolle is going to come up.
Yeah.
He is what would you even consider him? He is like an otherworldly being. He is...
Yeah, he's somebody who has practiced these different things, and he's spent an entire lifetime doing these things.
Yes.
So he's an expert in these kook level shit.
And on top of that, I think that he has a natural ability, not unlike LeBron James, happen to love basketball as many people do.
Yeah.
Just not many people are equipped to play it in the way that he is. I feel that way about Eckhart Tolle. Mm-hmm. Now, here is my issue with it. You brought up The Untethered Soul. Untethered Soul is a book that's very much like this, but I feel like it is so approachable. My problem with this book, and I respect this guy from here to the garage and back, but the situation with him is, it's like Michael Jordan being your basketball coach and being like, yeah, just jump from the free throw line, bro. Just dunk it. And I'm like, dog, I can't do that. He's like, oh, yes, all you do is you be in the minute and you do. And I'm just like, dude, if I could do that, I wouldn't need to buy this book. You're just telling me to do the thing that you do. It's like Wim Hof being like, yeah, just walk to the top of Mount Everest in your jean shorts.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'll die.
Well, first of all, on behalf of everybody out there who's offended by that, I feel you. Just covering my ass here.
I also am wondering about this impression.
And second of all, Barry Bonds, arguably the greatest hitter in MLB history.
I don't know that it is arguable, but go on.
Yeah. And the Marlins hired him as a batting coach, and he would literally just say to people, just do it better.
Yeah.
You got to do it like me. And you turn to him and go, I am not you, Barry.
Yes.
Sorry, Barry. I am not you.
Yes. And that's the thing. Sometimes the mind of a student helps you explain things better because you know the intricacies and what it takes to get there. And again, not taking anything away from this incredible, like, living saint. Like, this guy is living on a different plane of consciousness. And it's just, again, he's incredible. And I'm sure he's sold millions and millions of books. As much as I appreciate it, it doesn't speak to me like some other things do.
Yeah.
So that is it. Eckhart Tolle. I was going to do a go fuck yourself joke, but I'm not going to.
It would have been unnecessary.
Yep.
Weird to call him a being from a different plane who has a different consciousness than us and then tell him to go fuck himself.
Excuse me. Eckhart Tolle.
Not cool, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Not cool.
Taking its toll.
The kook society would be very upset if they weren't all hopped up on, ketamine and
Goofballs.
weed on goofballs.
Hey, Kook Society.
Wow.
What do you got, Tyler?
Ryan, my weekly book nook this week is a movie called Spaceman. I talked to you earlier about this today. It is a very, very divisive movie. On IMDb, it has a 5.7. On Rotten Tomatoes.
No, IMDb.
Can I move on now?
Yes.
On Rotten Tomatoes.
This is your turn.
Rotten Tomatoes, it has exactly 50%.
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it's and on
Adam Sandler himself is a controversial character.
Sure, he is genuinely a very good actor. Like when he wants to be, he is an excellent actor. I highly recommend this movie. It is fantastic. I will admit it is all, as I said to you, it is all script. There's no,
You mean dialogue?
There's no action scenes. No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The entire movie is carried just by the script.
Right.
There are no action scenes. There's like 2 parts in the whole movie towards the beginning that can make you chuckle a little bit, but it is not a comedy.
Okay.
And it is a drama. It's about Adam Sandler. He is an astronaut, and this is sometime in the not too distant future, and there is some kind of phenomenon happening where this particle cloud that is this deep purple has flown in from deep space, and he is on the edge of Jupiter, and he's there to study it in this like kind of futuristic ship. And the entire mission takes a year. So he's out in space by himself. And when we start the story, he's 6 months into his mission. And
You got to send somebody else. You can't go out there by yourself.
which is a dick move on their
I
part.
really hope a giant spider shows up because I am dying here.
Ryan,
What?
I have got great news for you.
What?
A
Carpenter in or
a giant talking spider shows up on the ship.
you're lying?
Yeah.
Charlotte.
And I know it sounds a little goofy, but I promise you when I tell you it's an excellent movie.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it a go.
I highly recommend it. And
Based on reviews, I'm gonna hate it.
yeah,
So-
probably.
and we're
And
gonna get into a fist fight.
and while this is happening, his wife is talking about leaving him because he's gone for so long. So imagine
I know you're fucking that spider.
so imagine being gone further away from humanity than anybody has ever gone, while the love of your life is leaving you. So it's
That's dick. It's like a military wife. Come on.
you can't leave him while he's in the middle of that. Wait the year, man.
Please.
And like he goes through this process of release and understanding his own life, and I highly check it out. Highly check it out. Two thumbs.
I might watch it tonight.
2 thumbs way up.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
8 legs up.
8 thumbs up. I guess spiders don't have thumbs.
Nope. We do have thumbs, and we're going to use them to take a break.